Hi everyone, welcome back to Learning with Lauren. Today we're going to be talking about log cabins and how they were constructed in the 1800s. And I'm going to be joined by a special guest, Dennis, who's going to tell us all about the tools and the construction methods that would have been used to build buildings like the ones you see behind me today. So let's go explore. I asked Dennis what we would need to build a log cabin in the 1800s, and he told me we would need trees and rocks as natural resources, but also tools to shape the logs into what we need them for the log cabin. So I see you have some artifacts with you.
I do.
What would these be used for?
This is one of my favorite things. This is called a broad axe. And this is something that is very necessary to build a log cabin or anything that you want to have squared off wood. But one of the cool things is it only has a bevel on this side. This side's completely flat. The bevel's on this side. I don't know if you can see, but the handle swings out this way ever so slightly. And what this is used for is squaring off a log, for example. So if you had your log laid out and you wanted to square it off so that it looks rectangular the way it's supposed to, you need to go all the way down the edge, cutting into it like this, okay? And the cool thing about this angled handle is when you're right next to the wood, when you cut into it, it leaves plenty of room for your hands. Can you see that? So when it's flat against, I still have room. So it's kind of user-friendly. You're just gonna go down and you're gonna get it roughly cut into the square shape that it needs to be in. It's gonna look pretty jagged, and one of the things that you use to smooth it out and get it into the exact shape you want it is called a foot adze, A-D-Z-E. And I'm not standing on a log, but what you want to do is stand on the log when you use it, and when you use it, it looks like this, okay? And it slides right up under your foot. The foot stops it, and since it's at an angle, it'll always slide under your foot. And this works as a really fine chisel. You're just chiseling off tiny slivers of wood a little at a time, and it smooths it out. But what it leaves are little marks that you can see right here. This is where the adze stops. So if this were laying on the ground and somebody were walking down the length of it, smoothing it out, when it comes under my foot and stops, it leaves a mark. So somebody's like boom, 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 boom. These are the telltale signs. This was very common. This also came in a smaller hand version, so you can smooth things out. So if you're working on the beams or something like that and you need to get it shaped exactly right, the hand adze as opposed to the foot adze, it's not as an easy task to pull a big tree out of the woods, drag it to your site, square it off, and get it the shape you want it, and stack it up on the rocks and start your process.
When workmen reconstructed the Vance house here in 1960, they used the techniques Dennis showed us to shape the logs. You can visit the site today to see the log structure and learn even more about the building. Thank you for joining me for another edition of Learning with Lauren. Don't forget to check out a Crafting with Kimberly video that goes along with this one, where you can create your own log cabin using popsicle sticks. We will see you next time. Thanks for joining me.